Hi everyone, my name's Katherine and I'm from Australia. So our journey with pediatric pancreatitis really, if I think back, started from the birth of my son. So Hunter is now 8 years old and formally diagnosed with reoccurring idiopathic acute pancreatitis for the last 2 years now, so about 6 years of age. However, they're thinking that he's gone undiagnosed potentially since he was about 2. I think earlier than that, purely because they never thought to test him. His lipase level was never tested. So it was purely by fluke that we presented to our local hospital with the same symptoms that we had been having for years. Chronic pain, vomiting uncontrollably, and just very, very unwell. And we had a doctor there that we'd never seen before, who knew nothing about his past, but knew nothing about where we had been before, but didn't know what else to do. So he tested his lipase levels, and at 3,500, he was shocked that Hunter at 6 was obviously dealing with a pancreatitis attack. So from then on, his episodes went from 3 to 6 weeks at a time. We would be in hospital for 5 to 6 days and back there again within 3 weeks. So it's been a really tough road. And without any reason as to why it's happening. We've recently discovered that he has a SPINK1 gene mutation, but nothing else really going on. So we're just waiting now for some more genetic tests to come back from the States to see if we have a better understanding as to why this is happening. Fortunately for Hunter, with every episode, he recovers beautifully. He doesn't have any permanent damage to his pancreas, which they believe is a little strange. However, at this point in time, it's a blessing. Recently, out of pure let's try and see, he's been put on digestive enzymes, not because he's insufficient, but just a supportive mechanism. And touch wood, I always say that, touching wood, he's doing really well. He's a little symptomatic at times, but we can manage at home. So a little bit of endone and some rest seems to get him through. His episodes can range, as I said, anywhere from 4 to 7 days. Generally, they fast him, they give him pain relief, stop him vomiting. The last time he was in there, his lipase were not as high as they normally would, so 1,800, and he was on a PCA, and he had some severe complications. He needed to have a nasal tube in, and he actually fasted for nearly 6 days. He was very unwell, but we have seen lipase up to 8,500 with him. It seems that the lipase level is not indicative of the episode, so it never indicates how bad it's going to be. Hunter is an amazing child, not just because he's my own, but he copes extremely well. I can't imagine the pain that he goes through. I have to watch it, and that's hard enough, but he copes extremely well. He recovers extremely well, which is fantastic. It takes a lot of pressure off me that I'm not dealing with a lot of emotional stuff with him. He seems to understand that he needs to tell me what's happening, and then I go into mum mode and I fix it. I get him to the hospital, I get him what he needs, and we get through it. He then recovers and we go back to normal life, which is great. But it's very difficult. It's so difficult to watch him go through this as a parent. And I'm not ashamed to say that at times I have been at hospital and I have absolutely lost it. And it's okay. It's okay for me to lose it, and I know that. But I'm just advocating for him because it's so hard to watch him. Hunter's had some other difficulties that has come with his pancreatitis. So from birth, he was unwell. He had esophagitis reflux, a hiatus hernia, and a peptic ulcer. So he's been diagnosed recently with ARFID, which is a restrictive food intake disorder. So he has an eating disorder, which makes sense to me because everything he ate hurt or made him vomit. So he stopped growing. He had a lot of pain. He had nosebleeds. He got scurvy, vitamin B12 deficient. He was iron deficient, which made sense. He stopped eating all protein, all meat, all vegetables, all dairy from about the age of 2.5. But he's coping really well, and he's managing that really well with some very strict treatment. But I certainly think the pancreatitis has impacted that greatly. I'm fortunate enough that Hunter bounces back so quickly. He's doing well in school. But I do worry about what his future looks like at 8. I hear every time we go in, you get a new round of nurses or doctors and it's so rare. Why is this happening? And we just don't know why it's happening. And I think I've accepted the fact that at some point it will go from being acute to chronic. I'm not looking forward to that time, but I've accepted the fact that eventually his little body will start showing signs of damage. Funnily enough, his specialist has said, we're in a better position if that happens. It's a hard diagnosis to think that he's better off in a chronic phase, but right now, because he recovers so well, we just have to take it as it comes. And it's hard. It's really hard to watch him in hospital and in so much pain, but we do it. We do it as parents. And I just go into mum mode and I just tell him that I've got him. Trust mummy, and mummy will get you through this. And that's what we do. So unfortunately for me, I'm a little edgy most of the time because I'm waiting for that next episode, but I'm fortunate. I'm really fortunate that he recovers as well as he does. So I think about all the other people out there that are dealing with episodes much more serious than he is, and I'm grateful for that. So good luck to everyone. It's a terrible, terrible disease, and I hope that one day we are all fortunate enough to have a cure or even an answer which simplifies things for us. Thank you.